Okay, so how it all started was a friend of mine went to work and got tested for COVID. He had a little bit of a cold. He tested positive. He got put into this quarantine camp. And then we went about our days as normal. And then the investigators starting to knock on our doors and stuff like that. So then what actually happened was I had investigators come. I walked out the front.
Just to interrupt you, so how did they investigate you? Were you part of a contact tracing kind of list? Or?
So what they did is how they contacted me was I have a scooter and they ran my number plates and they ran the number plates and seen the footage that I was with the person who had tested positive, and that's how they knocked on my door and knew where I lived from running my number plates.
Okay. So then do they call you up or did they come straight to the house, or what happens next?
Yeah, so they came straight to my house. I didn't get a call or anything. I literally walked out the front and it was two undercover investigators. And they said, "Oh, do you know so-and-so?" I said, "Yes." They said, "Have you been with them?" I said, "Yep." I told them my whereabouts, where I'd been, everything like that. And they said, "No worries." And they said, "Had you had a COVID test?" In police again, they left. They weren't allowed into the facility. So then new police came and they were in charge. Obviously, I was very distressed. I was crying. I was saying, this isn't fair. You know, it was just horrible to go through. And I stood there and I just said, "Can I please have a test now? Because I need these test results back, as I will be negative." And I later on I was negative. The whole time I was there, I was negative. And I said, "Once these go negative, am I allowed to leave?" And she said, "No, you're here for the 14 days. You literally get put on a back of a golf buggy with your bags, and these people are in hazmat suits and everything. They don't want to come near you because they think you're infectious, and they literally drop you to your room and they leave you. They don't come and say anything. They don't check up. They don't do anything. You know, you get delivered your meals once a day and you are just left."
And are you allowed to talk to people? I mean, we could have you spoken to people from inside the camp?
We can, but we're only allowed to stay in our designated areas, which is nothing, maybe 2 meters. We have a deck that we're allowed to go out and maybe get a little bit of sunlight, but that is it. If you get caught off your decking without a mask on or anything, you get a $5,000 fine.
So what's the go?
So this, I'm going to give you a warning, yeah? It's an official warning that you have to stay on the balcony and obey the rules while you get, yeah? And that's, we have to go the rules again. I don't care.
So am I allowed to go to the laundry?
You're allowed to go to the laundry, but you got to wear a mask, yeah?
Yeah, righto.
Yeah. And you definitely can't go up the fencing route, but you're allowed to go to the laundry, yeah? That's always been the case, yeah?
Right, so if I was sitting just here, which is right near the fence, why are these guys in a cabin that's right near the fence? It makes no sense, does it?
Yeah, but you can't leave your balcony to go to the fence to talk to somebody else. That's just obvious, yeah?
So if I was
Again,
at
it
that
doesn't have to
balcony...
make sense. So there has to be lines everywhere drawn, yeah? And one of the lines is you cannot leave your balcony and you cannot go to someone else. Where it makes no sense or it doesn't seem right to you, that is the line, and that's what the law is, yeah? And that's how it goes, yeah?
The law.
Well, the show direction.
There's a law that says
show
that.
direction, yep. There's a show direction, yeah? And how the behavior must be done, especially in this area because it's much more highly infectious and likely to have infected people, yeah?
Highly infectious when all of us people are negative.
So far, the risk is still very high, yeah? Just while you're here, can we just do that? Otherwise, the next time it's a $5,000 fine, and we don't want to do that.
It's a $5,000 fine if what?
$5,000 fine. If you breach again.
If I walk out onto that path.
Without your mask on, for
With-
no reason other than the laundry.
If I cross that yellow line,
Rule saying that you've broken the rule.
that I've broken the rule, I will be issued with a $5,000 fine.
That's correct.
Right.
Okay. We could even do that now, but we're giving the warning first. Have a chat with you because it's a big fine. Rather just do the right thing, yeah? Like I said, I'm not here to fight with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight with you.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to do the right thing, and unfortunately it's my job to make sure they do. I don't care the ins and outs. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm just here to make sure the rules are here, yeah?
So what did that experience make you think? Like what was your feeling about being in that situation with those people in control of your every movement?
Oh, it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. You feel like you're in prison. You feel like you've done something wrong. It's inhumane what they're doing. Like you are so small. They just overpower you and you're literally nothing. It's like you do what we say or you're in trouble. We'll lock you up for longer. Yeah, they were even threatening me that if I was to do this again, we will extend your time in here.
So during that whole time, how many times were you tested, and did you ever test positive?
Never tested positive at all, and I was tested 3 times.
So at the moment, you haven't had COVID?
Never had COVID, and I was of close contact to someone, never got it, and I was treated literally like a criminal.
There's been a lot of press in Australian media about how these camps are really luxurious and it's like having a holiday. Did it feel like a holiday for you?
No way. You are literally trapped in a box on your decking with fences all around you, cameras everywhere. Like it's just astounding. Like you're literally treated like a prisoner in there. It's so hard. It's like people aren't, we just abide by the rules and we're just going with the flow, but this flow doesn't seem to be getting any better. Like, we have hardly any numbers and they're doing this to us still. It's just crazy. I originally lived in Victoria, Melbourne, where it was really, really bad, and we had lockdowns. We've been in lockdowns for months and months. And the reason why I moved to Darwin was to get away from that, because Darwin wasn't as bad and the lockdowns weren't happening. So once I moved up here, and then that one case happened, and it's just crazy. Like they locked the whole state down, and just sending heaps and heaps of people there.
Well, you have to be jabbed to do anything. You have to wear masks. You have to basically become a free-range slave, because they haven't quite put the prison door on yet, but it's getting there. With the introduction of AI, full integration into the future of everyone in this country and indeed around the world. We just happen to be the vanguard. We are the test case. Unfortunately, people were swallowing it, and that's why it's going to be franchised to the rest of the world.